Hey guys, how's it going? Hell, it is Sunday afternoon, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. So, been out all day working in the yard. I was at a car show yesterday and I had to come today back here and do a bunch of chores. So I mowed the grass here at the estate, and trimmed and blew with the blower and all that good stuff, and ran this doggone beast of a edger here, which I'm still getting the hang of this thing. Boy, something else. This thing is work you to death nearly. I was going to wear those things. That thing will take an eye or a wind out real quick. So anyway, I'm pretty tired and I'm about to wrap it up. You can see the clouds over there are gathering a little bit, and I keep hearing some thunder back over that way. So I wanted to do something a little bit fun here at the end of the day. I thought we would uncover this 63 Oldsmobile that I've had for quite a long time now and just check it out again and make sure it's not deteriorating inside or anything like that, and talk about it a little bit. And you know, I'm subscribed to Old Car Alley. That's Howard up there in Michigan. I like Howard's videos a lot. He and I seem to have the same tastes in cars, and I know Howard likes his late 50s and early 60s GMs, so I've made a few videos with this car in them, and I've sort of blown past a lot of detail on that, but I thought I would just make a new video and just talk a little bit more about it, and I think Howard would enjoy that, and a lot of people that also like these cars might enjoy it too. I think I bought this car back in early 2012, somewhere in there, about 6 years ago, and it was in Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. I don't remember. It was not in Detroit. It was west of there somewhere, and somewhere or another it had been in storage for a long time because it was wrecked. The story goes it was in a big side swipe. As you can see the damage there, I've already pulled the front clip off because it was destroyed, and I thought at that point I was just going to go ahead and stick it back together, but I could never find any front end components to it to do that yet. But down the side of it's kind of really mangled. But what drew me to this car is it's got a really good interior, and all the glass besides the windshield's good, and the trunk's, it's just nice and solid for being a northern car. But it was only on the road for 6 years, so about 52,000 miles worth, so the salt didn't eat it up too bad. The frame's pretty good on it, so it's a lot of stuff to work with here. It's a good starting point. And you know, people will say that you don't need to fool with a four-door car. My brother is one of those people. My brother has some interesting philosophies about cars. No four doors, and if it's got velour interior, then you shouldn't soup it up and things like that. But that's him. So anyway, I don't know the history of this car past that. I just know that it was in the Detroit area all of its life, and I was looking at some of Howard's videos recently, and I noticed his car's got the original tags on it. I think that's like Alabama and Tennessee do now, that you can have the correct year tag even if it's an old, you know, like a 60s or a 50s tag. As long as it's appropriate, they'll let you use it to register it. And they just started doing that here. This car doesn't have the original 63 tag, but it did have this tag on it, which is a 69 Michigan tag, which says, I think his are kind of a green and yellow, and they say, I think one of them's a 59. This is a 69. It says Great Lakes State, and of course I can't use this to register this car anymore because I'm not in Michigan, but that was interesting. I think his say Water Wonderland or something like that. Those do. But anyway, just from looking at this car, I've noticed that, you know, I guess whoever, those folks, the guy that drove it, I'll see his name in a minute. There's a piece of paper with his name on it, but he wasn't the best driver because there's some bumps and bruises on the bumper. Back here, there's one. There's one right there. Looks like he backed into something there too, or she did. Banged it up a little bit. A little scrape underneath the bumper too, I see. But anyway, yeah, I bought this car and had it shipped down here. So I really liked it. It's a 63 Olds Dynamic 88 Holiday sedan, which in this case, what a holiday means, if you look at these cars, there's two different roof lines on them. There's one that's got more of a rounded roof line, 4-door, and then there's this one, it has more of a formal roof. But this one has no post in the center. You see, it's just the window frames meet each other. So when you roll the windows down, it's totally open all the way through. So that's what designates it being a holiday. And so that's that. And the engine in this car is a 394 2-barrel. That was a 256 gross horsepower engine. I'm not going to take that cover off because it's really kind of tied down up there. So it's a lot of work to do that. But that engine's partially disassembled, and I think it is rebuildable, but it's not going to run just as is. There's just no doubt about that. So anyway, it did come with these dog dishes, poverty caps, I guess, but let's take a look inside. We're also looking for wasp nests because I've seen them flying around recently. So look what we got up here. Like I said, I think I consider the interior of this car its strongest suit. It's just all there. We'll look more in that in just a minute. But several service stickers here. This is from the Sears Automotive Center, Allstate. That was their house brand. And there's one 1021 of 68, had 51,932 miles on it. Had an oil filter done. Store number 1250. If anybody has a resource to know where Sears store number 1250 was, I'd sure like to know that. Same again. We had one done 824 of 67. Excuse me. Had 10W30, 5 quarts, lubricated at 38,424 miles. The automatic transmission fluid was okay, differential was okay. Again, at store 1250. Now, if you look here, this is a little interesting. This Sentinel. Try not to peel this too much, but if we look back here, there's a phone on this one. It's something, I think I know what that says. That is LeBaron Motor Sales. That was 33073 Michigan Avenue. It's also down here. LeBaron Motor Sales, that's where this car was purchased new at. They sold Oldsmobiles. 33073 Michigan Avenue, Wayne, Michigan. And I think that building is still there, as a matter of fact. The store's got some surface rust on it, but it's, it's crunched in. It's going to need some work for sure. But the seals are still nice on this car. A lot of the details are still nice. So that for whatever driving skill they did or didn't have, at least they took care of it. Wonder where that went. So it still has its original Oldsmobile mats in it. Down there, they say Oldsmobile. Brake release. 52,928 miles. This car was drivable after that happened. I don't know if they ever did drive it, but it was parked a long time ago, though. It does not have a day-night mirror on it. Headlights are just push on, pull on, push off wipers. And a washer. nice steel metal gear shift, and it's hot even with this car being covered up as it was. It's got there's a spare windshield in the back here. I'll be seeing me a wasp fly back by here. I'd be curious to know, since this car is from up in Michigan, whether it has the same problems that Howard's car had with the edges of the floor needing repair back there. It'd be interesting to know that. Looks like I had some mail left here from the last time I've ever been in here. Looks like I had from the Power Bell where I used to live. Yep, it's a little overdue. I paid that. Voice, bass, music. Transistorized. And you have the ventilation system, low, medium, high, off, low, medium, max, here, heat and defrost. It's pretty complex for what it does. All moves well. That's good. Like a typewriter type of a. You notice the gauge is really nice on this car, and Howard's like me. He likes this cold light, and this car has it also. It lights up blue, greenish blue, until it gets about 160 degrees, 170, something like that, and then it goes off. And then of course you got a hot light. If it overheats, then you got problems. But yeah, lift the keys in here. Do ashtrays. Here's a hers. And this is what the key looks like. I think somebody was talking about the keys on these. That says your key to greater value. That's the ignition key. And those of you who know lawnmowers, excuse me, may recognize this symbol on the back of these keys. That's a Briggs & Stratton symbol. And as a matter of fact, it even says, try to get that to focus a little better. Damn it. It says Briggs & Stratton on it. Corporation, Milwaukee. So they made the keys for them. So that's what the ignition key looks like. It goes in like that. And then the trunk key, door key, I guess, is the one that looks like a sort of like a stop sign. Well, I told you backwards. The one that goes in ignition is the one that looks like a stop sign. Howard probably says, "Oh, no, you're wrong." Let's try that one. Yep, that's it. And this is what I did when I first got this car. I believe the ad said that they had it running, and when I put the battery on and got it all ready, I was trying to see if it'd turn over. This is when it went choom, choom, choom. Wouldn't do anything, wouldn't even turn. And what it did at first, actually, before it did that, was it just spun. The starter had gotten so sticky, just jing. So that was that. So anyway, so this is the one also that's got this old style parking quadrant, which they outlawed at some point because it's got park, neutral, drive, second low, and reverse. So reverse is all the way down there at the bottom, so they didn't want, I guess for whatever reason, they didn't want reverse next to a driving range. They wanted it up there near park. And this car has what's called it's a hydromatic transmission, but it's not the one that was in Howard's Catalina. Howard's got a 4-speed non-overdrive, the old style controlled coupling hydromatic that they used for many years, and this one has a lighter duty 3-speed hydromatic transmission, which is not a turbo 350 hydromatic. It's not anywhere even related to it. It's called a Slim Jim, and I never had a car with one in it that actually drove, but we'll see if this one works eventually. Just a mirror glass. There's your break-in instructions. And finally, these folks, the only thing they left in here was certificate of insurance. Joseph and Mary Tofiel. They died a long time after this car got parked. Hartford accident, 63 Olds. Policy number 35AZ, expiration date 2/14/70. So if it was a 6-month policy, they took it out 2/14/69. That was a 1-year policy, so that means that it was wrecked somewhere after Valentine's Day, 1969. And so yeah, cardboard glove box liner, no light in it. And one last thing, you get over here, got these nice seats, you can just scoot yourself all the way across here. But we can look over here, it's got two, you can't see the outside of this, but one says, I believe 62, and then that says 63 on the outside, but this is for, I'm sorry, it says 64 or 65. Camp sticker is issued to Joseph Tofiel, 24614 Woodcroft for a 1963 Oldsmobile 4-door, city of Dearborn, Michigan. 24614 Woodcroft, 1964-65. Upon the signed certification that he is a resident of Dearborn and his agreement to remove this sticker when he trades or sells his car or moves from Dearborn, Orville L. Hubbard was the commissioner of stickers, maybe, I don't know. So anyway, they never did, and it's too bad because this windshield is cracked. So I don't know what could ever be done to preserve those. Probably leave the windshield in it, but I hate, man, that pains me. Dearborn, I think that's in Dearborn Heights is where that's actually at, but it says Dearborn. So okay guys, there goes a little tour of this car, and there we go. There's one right there. We're gonna have to get our wasp killer, I guess, out and see where he's going into. So I thought you might find this interesting, and if you're wondering what I'm going to do with this car, I'm not going to sell it. It's just too solid of a car, and I just can't part with stuff like this. So I think I'm going to sell the Grand Fury soon, and this will probably be a winter project coming up. And we can get this car, this convertible, up and running here soon after I get a couple things out of the way in front of it. And then I've just really resisted doing anything but putting the original engine back, kind of engine back in this car. And it's one of those things, again, I haven't spent the time or money to get one yet because I want to keep it original. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. So I just saw a wasp go in that door there for the gas, or I think I did, maybe didn't. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'm going to get everything, yeah, you see what that is. Get away, get away, get away. But thanks for watching, and see you soon.